Sunderland became the revelation of new English Premier League season. The team that just get back to the top flight wasted no time and started to earn points immediately with 5 wins and only 2 losses after 10 match days, even pulled off an important away victory against Chelsea. Let's talk about how Sunderland reborn after some tough years in the lower divisions.
Back in July 2016, Sunderland's head coach Sam Allardyce left the club to be announced as manager for the England national team. David Moyes was appointed as his replacement. But under Moyes, things went downhill fast. Sunderland made the worst ever start to a Premier League season, taking just 2 points from their opening 10 matches. At the end of the season, Sunderland's relegated to the Championship for the first time in 10 years. They've become the worst Premier League team, finished the last place with only 6 victories in 38 games. Heading into 2017-18, no one expected the championship to be easy for Sunderland. The team changed the manager, appointed Simon Grayson, who had won promotions 4 times from the League One before, but never managed to achieve promotion from the Championship to the Premier League. A number of players have also departed before the season during summer, including such key players like Jordan Pickford, Jermaine Defoe, and Seb Larsson. According to experts' predictions, Sunderland should have fought for the promotion through the playoffs or laying somewhere in the mid-table. BBC and 442 projected the 11th place for Sunderland, and due to Sky Bet, the club could get an instant back to the top at 11-2. That is a little bit more than 15% possibility. But championship can be ruthless and unforgiving, especially for a side struggling at the bottom, and Sunderland looked like they were heading that way. Anyone who's watched Sunderland Till I Die on Netflix knows exactly what that season felt like. Ellis Short, the club's chairman, let cameras in during summer 2017, hoping it'd catch the eye of new potential investors. They started filming in June, thinking Sunderland would fight their way back up to the Premier League, but I hardly believe that someone could wait an absolute disaster. By the end of October 2017, Grayson was sacked due to poor results. After 15 games, Sunderland placed in the relegation zone with the only single victory. The last of the season had become the fight for surviving. The Welsh manager Chris Coleman took the team but couldn't make a miracle, and Sunderland, relegated to the League One, finished as the last team in the table for the 2nd consecutive season. The club was waiting a total rebuild as it was sold to Stuart Donald and Juan Sartori. Coleman was then released from his contract, and Jack Ross became the new manager in May 2018, who had to get Sunderland back to the championship. That could be real, as the Black Cats finished 5th in their first League One season, but in the playoff final, they lost to Charlton, and that meant another season in the 3rd tier of English football. The start of the following 2019-2020 season was disappointed, and Ross was sacked. By this moment, Sunderland drifted in the middle places and should improve the game to get promotion chances. Former Bolton Wanderers manager Phil Parkinson became the new head coach and tried to turn things around, but that season wouldn't finish as always due to the pandemic. After football suspension, the league ended up with the final standings being determined by points per game. Sunderland finished in 8th place, that became their lowest ever league position, and now there's no point speculating about what might have happened if the season had played out normally. Another season became another failure to get the promotion as Sunderland lost in the playoff semi-finals to Lincoln City 3-2 on aggregate. Still, you could feel things starting to change as the Black Cats were getting closer. That season was notable because of another board replacement. The club reached an agreement with the businessman Kiro Louis-Dreyfus for him to purchase a controlling stake in the club. By February 18, 2021, the deal was done. To close the story with Chairman Saga, we have to move forward to 2023, when Stuart Donald officially left Sunderland when Juan Sartori bought the remainder of his shares. According to Sunderland, these days, Louis-Dreyfus holds 64% of the club, while Sartori owning the other 36%. In season 2021-2022, after finishing 5th in League One, Sunderland qualified for the playoffs.
In the semi-finals, they beat Sheffield Wednesday 2-1 on aggregate and went on to beat Wycombe Wanderers in the final to secure a return to the second flight of English football for the first time in 4 years. The first attempt to get back to the Premier League was really nice. Sunderland finished 6th, but was knocked out of the playoff semi-final by Luton Town. The second try was much worse. After numbers of manager changing, Sunderland came 16th. In June 2024, the club brought in French manager Régis Bris, announced him as head coach. That's when things started to turn around and Sunderland's good times began.
Bris changed Sunderland by implementing a flexible tactical system focused on positional stability and aggressive pressing, and by restructuring the squad to include young, high-potential players while promoting a strong team identity and togetherness. His leadership has transformed the team from potential relegation candidates into promotion contenders, culminating in their playoff final victory and return to the Premier League. Sunderland wrapped up the 2024-25 EFL Championship season in 4th place and grabbed a spot in the playoffs, facing Coventry City. They pulled off a 2-1 win on the road in the first leg, then held Coventry to a 1-1 draw back at home. Defender Daniel Ballard saved the day, scoring in the dying moments of extra time. That late goal tipped the tie 3-2 on aggregate and sent Sunderland to the playoff final. On 24 May 2025, Sunderland faced Sheffield United at Wembley. The Black Cats went behind early, but they didn't fold. Eliezer Mayenda leveled things up, and then Tom Watson smashed in a winner deep into stoppage time. Just like that, Sunderland came back to the Premier League, finally returning to the top flight after 8 long years away. This summer transfer window became massive for Sunderland, as almost every signing was for a fee greater than their previous transfer record when Osimo John was purchased. Most teams that move up a league spend their first year just trying not to get sent back down. But Sunderland have flipped the script. Their start this season is one of the strongest we've seen from a promoted club in over a decade. It's not luck either. The compilation of smart coaching and strengthening the squad leads Sunderland to have a successful run this season. Christian Speakman is the club's sporting director, who has done much of the hard work leading the club back from League One to the Premier League. He has played a big part in putting the foundations in place for a positive return to the top flight. In addition to analytics team and scouting staff, owner Kiro Louis-Dreyfus and manager Régis Bris have also played a big part in a real team effort this summer. They signed 14 players this summer to gear up for the new season. No way one person can handle all that. All these transfers were well prepared. It was not about last-minute running for anybody who would be agreed to come. Speakman and his team drew up 2 separate plans, one if they stayed in the championship and one in case of promotion.
Enzo Laffi has been signed the moment the final whistle blew at Wembley. That was part of his loan deal from Roma. But Laffi wasn't the only arrival from Roma. Florent Gisolfi, a French football executive with a background as a player and coach, also joined Sunderland as director of football.
Sunderland bet on experience and physicality. They brought in Xhaka, who's now the captain and the leader on the pitch. Sunderland managed all these signings without blowing the budget, too. Sunderland sold Ross Stewart and Jack Clarke for about £30 million altogether. They let Joby Bellingham and Tom Watson go. Dortmund and Brighton snapped them up for a combined £40 million. Of course, fans weren't happy to see Bellingham head to Dortmund right after the playoff win, but the club didn't just sit back. They brought in 3 solid replacements: Xhaka, Diarra, and Sadki. Bris made this team play the way he expects from them, taking all the best from every player. He continually states that 40 points and survival is the aim this season. But right now, Sunderland is almost on the halfway to that target with 18 points after just 10 games. Their next game is against Arsenal at home. That will test Sunderland against the most competitive team in the title race. And how do you think Sunderland will finish this season? Write your thoughts in the comments. If you've liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. See you soon, mate.